This is the man in charge. My brother, my sister, now you all remembered when Ken Ofori-Atta was summoned before the Parliament House, my brother, my sister, to tell the whole Ghana how much was expended in the president's travels or gallivanting around the world. Better still, Gulliver Nana Akufo-Addo's travels around the world to meet other Lilliputs. My brother, my sister, see where I go now. When Gulliver Nana Akufo-Addo traveled out of this country, he brought the name of this country into disrepute. In fact, the knees of this country crumbled and comatose, my brother, my sister. The whole country comatose at Nana Akufo-Addo's expenditure and wanton plundering of the taxpayers' coffers. Can I calm down? My brother, my sister, and when I speak, I need you to come along with me. Let's reason together. Yes, it is a monologue, but it is also a dialogue. When I speak, you have the opportunity to speak back. Let's reason together. Hear me now. Mr. President traveled around the world. We were so shocked when we heard from the so-called Ministry of Security, of Defense, of whatsoever, that the president needed a shower in the plane. That the president needed a whole bedroom on the flight. And that the president needed so much luxury whilst in the air. Even though we have a private jet, a presidential jet right here in Ghana, they decided to push it aside because they said that it was not luxurious enough for the president's journey. So the president decided to plunder the taxpayers' coffers and go out there and rent a very, very, very expensive plane that has 2 showers and 2 bedrooms. So Mr. President would decide upon the instructions of Reverend Owusu Bempah which one to have a shower in and which bedroom to go into, what time to eat and what time to wake up. My brother, my sister, Mr. President went out there on a begging spree, shamefully telling our benefactors, people who had loaned us money, to forget the loans because we cannot pay. We are so uselessly poor. COVID-19 has come to comatose us, my brother, my sister, so that we will not be able to wake up from that coma. Imagine that you're doing business with people. You take loans. When it's time for you to pay the loans, you go back telling them that you are unable to pay. They should cancel those loans unconditionally because you are unable to pay. And what reason do you give? COVID-19. Now, my brother, my sister, I want to draw your attention to a very interesting thing. Our president went out telling our benefactors in quotes that we are unable to pay the loans they gave us. Therefore, those loans should be cancelled. A few weeks down the line, IMF tells the whole world that Ghana handled COVID-19 so well, so nicely, and is one of the best in Africa, if not the best. And Ghana's economy is still up there, and that the Ghana cedi is still very competitive against the dollar. Yet Mr. President himself says, COVID-19 finished us. COVID-19 did not give us the opportunity to be able to earn money and pay you back the loans. Paradox. Paradox. My brother, my sister, contrasting talks left, right, and center. Whilst you are being praised that you've been able to handle COVID-19 well, you are going around the world begging, using the name of COVID-19, that COVID-19 has devastated your economy. For that matter, you can't pay. How many people understand what I'm saying? My brother, my sister, finance minister is now summoned before parliament. Come and tell the whole nation how much of the good taxpayers' money you have plundered on the president's journey. And you know what? Partisan people around the president started saying, let Mahama also come and tell us how much he spent flying around the world when he was in power. Listen to this foolishness. If Mahama, my brother, my sister, did so well, we wouldn't have kicked him out and booted him out to allow your worst president to come in there. Today you come, we want your president, your sleepy president, to come and tell us how much he has spent on his gallivanting around the world. You are telling us to go bring Mahama to tell us how much he also spent. What kind of brains do we have in this country? So childish, infantile thinking, left, right, and center, my brother, my sister, and it's so nauseating. You kicked Mahama out because you said Mahama was not good. Mahama was terrible. Mahama was incompetent. Now leave the incompetence out of this and show us the competence. Your competence is flying in the sky and taking your shower up there. Your competence is running around the IMF and the World Bank begging for money. And when they give you the loans, you go back and tell them that you can't pay because your country was uselessly hit by the COVID-19. COVID-19 became a huge alibi. Now they ran all the way to England to save us in court from a judgment debt. And the only reason they had was COVID-19 and election. As if Ghana was the only country that suffered COVID-19. Oh, we were not able to file the papers fast because we had our elections and were busily campaigning. Number two, COVID-19 hit us so bad, and so, say what? As we stand right now, about 180 million American dollars would have to be doled out and paid for judgment debt, for the abrogation of a contract that was supposed to provide us with power. It's an insult, my brother, my sister, for the finance minister to go and sit down and all he has to tell us is that I am unable to tell you what it is because the budget was given to the Ministry of Defense and Security to handle. So let the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Finance, I beg your pardon, Ministry of Security, whatever it is, come together to Parliament and explain. Hear me. Ken Oforiatta had already asked my brother, my sister, for time to prepare adequately and come and face Parliament. All that time was given to him only for him to come and say, oh, I am not the best person to answer this. Can you let the Ministry of Security and Defense and blah, blah, blah come together and do this? Can you see some time buying? Can you see a way of frustrating Parliament so Parliament would forget about this? How much did the president spend in his gallivanting around the globe in luxury? And that's a problem. Do we take the defense of this country seriously at all? Is our security taken seriously? When you have a minister of national security, my brother, my sister, running after prostitutes on national assignment, can you call this person a serious person? Meanwhile, every month, my tax money is used to pay the prostitute-loving Minister of National Security, Kandapa. Every month, my tax goes to him as salary. He's supposed to be working for me and for you. Running after prostitutes on national assignment, my brother, my sister. President did nothing about it. Are we secured? Defense Minister Niti will comes Oh, we cannot use the plane because the plane is, we need a shower for the president so that when he has a shower and then he will come down. We need a plane that can take about 50 people. And then when the president is going with his entourage, we don't want him to go in bits and pieces. 20 people go first, 10 people go next. No, we want all of them in one space. So that what security is that? You want all his ministers to be on one plane. So when the plane crashes, all the ministers in Ghana are dead. What security is that? Do I need to be a security expert to know that we don't have to put all our eggs in one basket? Mr. President wants to have his biggest luxury in the sky so that when he arrives, he can go into a meeting straight away. I've talked about this time and again. But listen, I feel that these people are playing chess with us. Give me time to come and tell you and give you the figures concerning the president's travels. You have time to tell us how much the spouses of the president and the vice president are taking. And now you want to officialize it after they are taking it illegally from 2001. You have time, my brother, my sister, to tell us how much loan you are giving to MPs to go and get cars. You have time to tell us how much money you are doling out for who to also get car loans. But you are unable to tell us how much your sleepy president has been blowing away, flying luxuriously around the world like Napoleon Bonaparte. This is an insult to Parliament, and I wish Parliament would do something about this. If Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta knew that he was not the right person to do this, what stopped him from writing straight away to Parliament to tell Parliament that, listen, I believe that I'm not the right person to do A, B, C, D, E, F. You waited for all the time to elapse, then you go back and say, I am not the right person to do that. To God be the glory. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, there is a new special prosecutor. You all know that, right? A new special prosecutor. And he's here. Very, very interesting. He's a young man. We have been advocating to have some young people in government because Mr. President has inundated his government with gerontocrats, old men and women. People he used to play hockey with 600 million years ago. Now he's brought all of them into power. Whether they have the expertise or not, they are all here sponging on the taxpayers' money. One of them, my brother, my sister, is Osafo Mafo. My brother, my sister, we go straight. Now, my brother, my sister, the special prosecutor says that he's not here to stop corruption. What he's here to do, my brother, my sister, is to make corruption very, very expensive so that people will run away from corruption. Well, my brother, my sister, when you make corruption very, very expensive, your aim is what? To stop corruption, right? So what is it? I'm not here to stop corruption. I am here to make corruption expensive. I don't get it. I don't get it. I cannot stop corruption. My duty is not to stop corruption. My duty is to make corruption very expensive. You know what this statement reminds me of? The IGP who just went away. This is not heaven. So there is bound to be crime. If you don't want crime, go to heaven. I believe right now he's retired and gone back to heaven where he came from so that he will witness no crime there. Hear me. You are the special prosecutor. Your work is to prosecute on behalf of the state. So many people have argued about the office of the special prosecutor. But at the end of the day, we all agreed that it was necessary. Your duty is to make sure that you prosecute corrupt people in our jurisdiction. Investigate, find out what the truth is, and deal with corruption in this country. Now, if your aim is not to stamp up corruption, but to make it expensive, of course, the big heads who are there will continue to be corrupt because they have the money to pay for your expensive corruption. I'm speaking sense. Somebody won't understand it till he drink chloroquine tonight. Somebody will not understand this until he drinks melon juice tonight. Hear me. What I'm saying is that the special prosecutor that we had so much hopes in, and I still have some hope. Kisia Japin, young man, says he is not here to stop corruption. He is here to make corruption very expensive. If I were the president, I would sack this guy. If I were the president, I would sack this guy. He doesn't know his work. Listen to what he's saying. And I need you to come. Let's come together and analyze this properly. He says he's not here to stop corruption. What he's here to do is to make corruption very expensive. Of course, in our country, the people who are most corrupt are those who can afford to pay for your expensive corruption. Let's break it down. You tell me that you are not here to stop corruption. You are here to make corruption so expensive so that people would not be interested in being corrupt. You are telling me that corruption will be so expensive, and when you study economics, when price is raised to a certain point, all other things remaining equal, ceteris paribus, a lot of the people who are in the lower brackets of income will not be able to access the product, but only people who are privileged and are up there and receive higher salaries and get big kickbacks like the dirty politicians would be able to access that product, and that product is corruption. Young man, come and deal with corruption. Your first statements are nothing to write home about. I'm embarrassed. Come and fight corruption. Then you tell me you are not here to stamp out corruption, but to make it expensive. Of course, the corrupt guys can go there and buy it because they have the money. We don't have it. And we are those crying that corruption should be stamped out so we can also access some product for livelihoods. Many people won't understand, but that is what it is. I am so disappointed, and I hope that this guy will be able to redeem himself, or else this guy is going to be a storm in a teacup. He has started so terribly. So terribly. I'm so disappointed. Tell Ghanaians that yes, your duty ultimately is to stamp out corruption, but you take it one day at a time. That's how wise people talk. Hey, you are the headmaster of a school, and this school is made up of so many indisciplined people. Then you go into the school and say, oh, I'm not here to stop indiscipline in this school, but I'm going to make it expensive. Of course, you would still get customers to buy your indiscipline. It's a faux pas, a false step. I leave it here. Sure. This is coming from City Newsroom, and it's on the same, what's his name? Kisia Jabin. He's the special prosecutor. And he says, scrapping special prosecutor office would mean goodbye to corruption fight. Paradox. You see that? Scrapping special prosecutor office would mean goodbye to corruption fight. Let's listen to what he has to say this time. Maybe. Special prosecutor nominee Kisi Ajabing has justified the significance of the office, arguing that any attempt to heed calls to scrap it would cause a slur on Ghana's fight against deep-rooted corruption. I don't understand this guy. He's too paradoxical for my understanding. He's full of parables, and those parables are nothing good to write home about. We are dying as a country, so corrupt. Al-Qaeda is in this country, recruiting young guys who are utterly unemployed or pseudo-employed. Somebody won't understand this. My brother, my sister. People are stealing left, right, and center, all because of unemployment. And I keep telling the youth, unemployment should not be an excuse for you to take arms. Unemployment should not be an excuse for you to dip your rubber hands into people's pockets. Unemployment should not be an excuse for you to be lawless. My brother, corruption is swallowing us left, right, and center. We bring in a special prosecutor to stamp it out, to come and fight it. And he tells us he's not here to do that. Oh. He's only here to increase the price of corruption so that the highest bidder can buy that. It's a wrong step. Whoever advised this guy needs to talk to him again. And I'm really disappointed in this. Please go and read your notes again and come back better. A lot of people had so much hopes in you. As for the other special prosecutor who went away, the special pretender, he was worse. He had all the energy to come and fight. He turned his office into a balloony letter writing post office. Ave postmonu, special postmaster. The epistles of Martin Amidu, 1 up to 1 billion. If Martin Amidu was in the days of the Bible writers, in fact, none of us could have ever finished reading the Bible. He will write because he's a special letter writer. Write letters from morning all the way till the time that Jesus Christ would be knocking that he wants to come say, hey, we haven't finished the Bible, stay there. What's the achievement of Martin Amidu? Writing letters, big English, big fat polysyllabic words. That's his achievement. And a younger guy has come in. Deal with the thing. I am not here to fight corruption. I am just here to increase the price. If we wanted a salesman, we would have not come for you. We did not want a salesman. We wanted a man with muscles and balls to fight corruption. I leave it here. Another thing I want to deal with, oh my God have mercy, it's interesting. And this one, it's very interesting. And I need Ghanaians to open their ears and listen. I'm reading this from Graphic Online, and that is the national communicator. It was published today, the 22nd day of July, 2021, at 9:36 a.m. It says 14 million identified as eligible taxpayers after TIN's exercise. I read. About 14 million people have been identified as eligible taxpayers after a successful integration of the Ghana Card and Tax Identification Numbers, TINs. An exercise which started on April 1, that's April Fool's Day this year. The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, Mr. Amishadai Owusu Amoa, who made this known, said out of the number, only 6 million filed their annual tax returns, leaving the majority, who included lawyers, medical personnel, engineers, and accountants, not complying with the country's tax laws. I'll leave it here. My brother, let's deal with this. After they went through an exercise beginning the first day of April, they realized that 14 million people who were supposed to be paying tax have not been paying. Am I right? What's the population of Ghana? 30 million, right? As it stands right now. 30 million. If 14 million people have not been paying taxes, and he says out of this 14 million, only 6 million probably were filing a tax or the other intermittently. That means that half of this, the population of this country, is not paying tax. Yeah. Half of the population of this country is most probably not paying tax properly, as stated here. Okay, now let's make sense. Hey, my brother, we see musicians sit on TV and tell us how much money they have. Are the tax authorities going after them? We hear in churches how many millions are paid to who? Are we following them for tax? Recently, Kuranche Ankara, a preacher that I like so much, had his daughter have a wedding, and somebody came up with a check of $1 million. People clapped and said hallelujah. And when the tax people, GRA, went over to collect the money, he said it was a spiritual 1 million. Listen, the 1 million that was given to my daughter at her wedding was a spiritual 1 million. It's not taxable. Spiritual. It is not physical. It's by faith. Hey! If I was a member of Kuranche Ankara's church, I would donate spiritual money every day. Not only on Sunday. Monday I'll call him, Pastor, please, I'm bringing you a spiritual check for 7 billion American dollars. Use it to build the church. If I was a member of the church of Kuranche Ankara, I will ban every member of the church from paying physical money. Everybody must pay spiritual money. He said it's faith. Hey, when you go to buy cement, do you tell the cement seller that you are buying 10 bags of cement with faith? When you are paying your children's fees, do you go to the school and tell the headmaster or headmistress that, hey, I am coming to pay the school fees of my children with spiritual money? You will be jailed. Oh no, they will take you to Ankafo and inject you with legatil. Because Abodam. Jokers all over the place. Nobody wants to pay tax. You get up and criticize the Akufo-Addo morning, afternoon, evening. Insult his height. Insult him from morning till night. Yet, when the needful is supposed to be done, those who know better are playing the ostrich and running around misbehaving. Hey, my God have mercy. Hey, hear me. When you go to America and see all the lights working, glass in 24/7, what? Listen, America was built on tax money. England was built on tax money. Japan, China, and the rest, they have a nice tax net. The moment you start earning, automatically the tax people are knocking at your door. In our country, we have the effrontery. In our country, we have the impudence of dying cockroaches to still wriggle after we have been stamped to death. When he preaches, I get goose pimples. I love him. Hey, in church, why did you not tell the people in church that, oh, this one is spiritual 1 million, so you are all supposed to bring spiritual 1 million? No. When you stand in church and say donation, those people can come and give me 2,000. Come now. And you start sharing envelopes. When you bring me an envelope and I open it and spiritual 1 million, J, you will slap me. Now GRA is coming for the money. You say spiritual 1 million. I remember when I launched my book, Tuber's Anger, and Ustaz Shamuna came to the launch. And when it was time for people to buy the books, he took one book and said, I'm buying this book for 1 million Ghana cedis, spiritual money. Kwesi Pratt took the mic because he was the chairman and said, we don't want that nonsense. What spiritual? I don't understand. Kwesi Pratt. That's what he said. My brother, my sister, I am so excited that the GRA is sitting up on this. How many Ghanaians understand that when they get a certain kind of gift, they are supposed to pay tax on that? Recently, Ohima Wieje had a car from her boss. Oh, Prado, beautiful one. It was announced all over the place. GRA went knocking at the door. Kuku. Ohima, the car that you got, congratulations, oh. But we are coming for the gift tax. She had never heard about gift tax. How many of us know about gift tax? Especially that we live in a country where everybody wants a thank you. When they give you one macaroni, they want you to go on social media and say thank you. When they give you the tie of a bicycle, they want you to go all over the globe and thank them. Remember that you have to pay gift tax. The more we close and narrow our tax net, the more Nana Akufo-Addo is going to fail. The more every other president is going to fail. Go to Nima, go to Ashaiman, go to Tudu and see how many people pay tax. Even water that they drink, find out if they are properly metered. Electricity, almost the whole area. Everybody has an air conditioner in their room, yet they are enjoying free electricity, illegal connection. Now, when there's a fire outbreak, fire service cannot even go there because a lot of the houses in some of these areas were built illegally. At least if the taxman was coming to you to take the money and he located you properly and he realized that there was a problem with access to your area, it would have helped to deal with the situation. But no. My brother, my sister, let me cut a long story short. You have to pay tax. Whether Nana Akufo-Addo uses the tax money to fly and bath in the sky, or uses it to eat chichinga, or to pay his wife and the vice president's wife, it is not your business. Your business is, as a citizen of this country, you need to pay tax. How is Nana Akufo-Addo going to get the money? do the things that you want him to do. That is why they keep going out there to borrow and disgrace us night and day. If lawyers and doctors and nurses are not paying tax, as is contained in this report, then it means we are doomed. The only people in Ghana who pay tax properly are teachers. You know why? Because a big chunk of them are employed by the government. Before they receive their salary, the taxpayer's hand is, the tax man's hand is already there. Whom? But the real people who should be paying tax, the thieves, those who are doing gold businesses, those who are stealing, those who are doing businesses, big, huge businesses. You'll be shocked that a man earns $1 million a month and his tax is 20 Ghana cedis. Yet the teacher who earns only 400 Ghana cedis is paying a tax of over 200 Ghana cedis. Let us not tickle ourselves and laugh. This country will never develop with that attitude. Oh, somebody said, I will not pay tax for an adult to fly and bath in the sky. Hey! You will not pay for an adult to go and bath in the sky. It is your duty. It behoves you. It behoves me. It behoves the president. Everybody to pay tax. So that when we are judging you, we tell you that we paid this amount of tax, you did not deliver. So that we can get angry and say, hey, we paid this amount of tax. You use it to pay your wife and your vice president, but you don't pay tax and you are the most noisy. You make the worst noise. Let them cut water supply. Those areas that do illegal connection, they are the first to come out and demonstrate. Let electricity be cut off. These areas that do not pay for electricity, illegal wiring and metering, they are the first to come out on the streets and fight, demonstrating, yet they don't pay. Why? Why? When Jesus Christ was asked, who should we pay it to? He said, pay what is unto Caesar to Caesar, and give what is unto God to God. Pay your tax. It's your responsibility. You are not behaving as a responsible citizen. Yet you are demanding that people should be able to squeeze water from out of a rock. How is that going to work? I am able to talk because I pay tax. I'm able to talk because tax is deducted from me every time. And I'm glad and happy to pay tax. That is why I get angry when I'm going to my area and there's darkness all over. Say, what the heck is happening? You don't pay tax. We are dede we are nipa ben. We pay abrochire ako. We sorry we pay America ako. Oh, America the glass nko. Masa glass no. Who can some omututu no form. Tax no mudi ye. So bet me did free. Did free no. Yeah, to tell you, and free from who? And I say, and free manna, and free from the skies, manna, Dabi. No, it's tax. It's tax. If you don't pay tax, don't make noise. I want to salute the boss of the GRA. I think his name is Amishadai Owusu Amwa. I congratulate you, and I want to be part of your family. In the voice of TV Joshua, I want to be part of your family, and I will heck into your call anytime you call me to also help with whatever we can do. Thank you so much, and continue chasing all of us for our tax. In some countries, they don't chase people. The tax goes out naturally, smoothly. But here, they have to employ a taxman to chase us. We are running, they are chasing us. I leave it here, my brother, my sister, and I would like to look at the very last thing, and I'm done. My brother, my sister, a lot of things are happening in this country, and it is my duty to also bring that to your notice. The final thing, I didn't want to comment on this, but let me just do a little commentary. This is from Kweku Bakun, and he says, you are a giant with clay feet. Kweku Baako stinks empty Kennedy Ejapon. And I read. The editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide, Abdul Malik Kweku Baako Jr., has revealed that the biggest lesson he gleaned from his legal battle with the Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Ejapon, is that he is a giant with clay feet. Some people won't understand this. I'm coming. I'll break it down for you. A giant with clay feet. Maraba. He's a giant with clay feet. According to Kweku Baako, whilst on radio and TV, Kennedy Ejapon sells the posture of being abrasive and tough. Yet, he was calm and meek during cross-examination in the defamation suit he filed against him. He stressed that the process taught him that while Kennedy Ejapon brags on TV and radio, he is unable to back any of his claims with cogent evidence. Baako, on the Wednesday, July 21 edition of Peace FM's Kokroko show, admitted that, like every other human being, he's not above reproach and would welcome critique from Kennedy Ejapon, but never will he sit by and allow his reputation to be slandered and maligned. Baako says he will defend himself by also criticizing the MP or taking the legal route, which he is convinced is more effective. I made a critique of his conduct relative to that threat, which was the subject matter of discussion. He's entitled to criticize my opinion of him mercilessly and violently, but he's not entitled to go out there and slander and think I will let it slide. I don't care previously. I didn't care previously. But for him particularly, you can either criticize or drag him to the law courts. I'll leave it here. My brother, my sister, the least said about this issue, the better. For me, one of the most lawless people in Ghana is Kennedy Ejapon. A lawmaker who is most lawless is nauseating. You are supposed to be called an honorable. Yet you break the law with impunity. A lawmaker who is lawless, and Parliament sits there and watches. We see Kennedy Ejapon in Parliament with Muntaka mudslinging each other, insulting each other. Unprintable words. Are these honorables? Kwasia, Abua Biba, Jimmy Fua, Abua, all in Parliament. Is this a Parliament you can respect? Do we have a speaker who can crack the whip? Some people are above the law. And when I look at this scenario, it takes me straight into the Animal Farm. George Orwell's Animal Farm. I have said it time and again. The power of Kennedy Ejapon is blackmail. You've gone to sleep with a goat here. You stole 2 pesos here. You came and bought this, you didn't pay. For me, that's empty blackmail. Blackmail. My brother, my sister, sometimes he descends so low into the gutters and it's not appetizing. Look at the fight between him and Efia Schwarzenegger. I will release naked photos of you. And it's a crime in this country, my brother, to circulate nudity, nakedness, and profanity. A lawmaker said he would do it, and he did it. Naked photographs of this girl came out. A lawmaker sits on national TV and orders people to beat people. A few days after that, the innocent victim is shot and killed, and he's not remorseful. He says the Ghana police is the most useless. He has said it time and again. Yet police people are those guarding him. Police people are those who are running around him and giving him all the wings. Sometimes I look at Ghana police and I say, Kai, Irade. Then you come out again and say, oh, another journalist has misbehaved. He should be beaten. He should be back, forgetting you use the same language. And somebody's father, somebody's husband was gunned down in broad daylight. Why should I fear you? When I fear you, I will die. If I don't fear you, I will die. One man has become a demigod. This was a man I admired right from the head to the toe, but I'm losing it so fast, geometrically. When it favors Kennedy Japan, it's okay. Your wife got 100 million contract. It was okay. Cool. Boko. Now they've promoted him to gas chairman. That's why NPP must get out of power. They are useless people. He himself has said it, that his NPP is useless. So if an NPP man, a stalwart in the party, says the party is useless, why do you keep a useless party in government? For what? I'm glad that none of these people can ever come out and say, Blakk Rasta went to take 1 penny from some honorable or dishonorable. Hey, I'm a poor man with pride. Pride. Or Blakk Rasta has come to buy some small fan or buy, he didn't pay. In this car, I'll stay in the heat. I'll stay in the heat. Keep your money, brag about your money. But I won't come and give myself to you to look down on me. That's the attitude Ghanaians should have. If a man is rich, were you the one who gave him his riches? Why do you have your eyes on his riches? Then you keep following these people and they keep disgracing you every day and asking people to beat you. Then you start dying one after the other. They are untouchable. If we continue to create such giants, my brother, my sister, those giants are going to giantly eradicate us one after the other. Let's speak truth to power. The only thing people will remember you for is the fact that you stood for your people. They will not remember how much money you had. They will not remember how many houses you built, unless you built those houses for orphans. They will not remember how much food you had. They would only remember how much food you gave to the people. You will never be remembered for how much money you had in your bank account, but how much money you gave out to people and how much you were able to bring people up to make money. This is too deep for some people. Too deep for the ordinary minds. Corruption is swallowing us left, right, and center. Special prosecutor, young guy who is supposed to be brainy, comes to tell me he's not here to stop corruption. He's here to make it expensive. As what? If this was Britain, he would go back to wherever he's coming from. You talk to me like this. My tax money is going to be used to pay you, and this is what you tell me. I'm not here to stop you from dying. I'm only here to make your death expensive. That's another language. No wise doctor will tell a patient that. He will tell you, listen, you're not going to die. You're not dying. That's why I'm like American doctors. I like British doctors. Even when they know you are dying tomorrow, they will let you live 2 hours more. You're not dying by what they tell you. You're not dying. It's okay. You only need to take your medicine, your medications at the right time, and you'll be okay. What you have, many people have had it, and they've come out of it, and they are okay. So you're okay. Tell me that you're going to live through it, you're going to pull through. Please promise me that you're going to live through and live through it. They also say, yes. Don't cry. Don't cry. No, you don't need it. Just take your medication, right? And everything will be okay. I'm going to be here tomorrow, and I'm going to see you again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next week. And then when you leave this hospital, I'm going to take you to my house, and we're going to have dinner. I know it's my duty to make sure that you leave this hospital in peace. And he knows you're dying in the next minute. Not in Ghana. Ay, yaria beni. No, I find konya yaria we. Ay, brady. Yaria we. Nothing. I don't quite sorry, Anna. Hey, I don't think I'm deep bonisa. Yadi bunny way. Why is kunkwa? The man is supposed to die 1 month later, but he will die today because of what you told him. Am I speaking the truth? Or am I fooling? That's why I said it's not a monologue. When I speak, you speak back. My brother, my sister, I want to thank the youth of this country. I love you. I appreciate you. Now you just heard that they have given a contract to Kingdom Books to produce examination past questions. I've spoken about it already. Mathematical sets contract they gave to a party-full soldier, one Onassis. He failed. Our sons went to write examinations without the mathematical sets. Remember that coronavirus came and everything has been virtualized. In other words, we don't go to classes as regularly as possible. Your teacher sits home and teaches you via the internet. Am I speaking the truth? But when it comes to blowing the taxpayers' money, they know how to unvirtualize it and print books. Think about it. Coronavirus came. Everything is now virtual. They didn't put the past questions online. The same way the students are at home learning online. No. Somebody must drop some, Abi. They gave it to Kingdom Books. Produce it. It's money free for all. Obian Didi. Take. Millions. Give out. Produce that. Okay, now the students should get off the computer and come and take. take. Free education. Free. Hey.